Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat. Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat. Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat. Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat. Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat. Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat, Namo Ayida Phat. Namo Amida Butsu. The name of Amitabha Buddha is not our practice, it is the primal vow. It is the promise of Amitabha Buddha himself to offer us a way through his name in which he manifests himself and his glory through his name to bring us to his pure land, which he has created for people like us. So therefore, the name of Amitabha Buddha, even though we may choose to say the name of Amitabha Buddha, it is not our merit, our practice that brings us to the pure land. The name of Amitabha Buddha is an expression of Amitabha Buddha himself. It is his merit, it is his grace, it is his freedom and love. It is his enlightenment and Buddhahood that makes his name effective in severing and cutting our ties with our bad karma. It is the name itself. Amitabha Buddha's name itself stands alone in its power and has no dependence upon our ability to say it or not say it. Amitabha Buddha is the greatest of all Buddhas. He is the enlightenment that brings us to the pure land. This is why we refer to Amitabha's power as other power. That is to say, it is power other than our own measly efforts to bring ourselves to enlightenment. Because I know, speaking for myself, I can't bring myself to enlightenment. And I came upon this inspiration to make the video by reading The Meaning of Faith and Nimbutsu this morning, published by Josho Adrian Sirlia of Amitaji Temple, my sensei, where it talks about the power of Amida Buddha's name. I want to read this for you. It's very inspiring. Oh, well, I took it down by accident. But anyway, it talks about how the name of Amida Buddha stands alone. It is not our practice. It is the merits and virtues of Amida Buddha offered to us through his name. through entrusting ourselves and our karmic destiny to Amida Buddha and choosing to say his name, it is not our power that brings us to the Pure Land, no matter how many times we do or don't say Amida Buddha's name. Amida Buddha's name is an expression of his love that he gives to us. We don't own it. He owns it. It is his enlightenment that he shares with us through entrusting ourselves to him, through faith in him, through the saying of his name. This is the power of Amida Buddha's vow, the primal vow. The vow that by entrusting ourselves to him and saying his name in faith, he is the one who brings us to his pure land, which he has created for us. And during this time of chaos and trial, this name has been my lifeblood. It has been my lifeline. It has been a source of sanity and peace that I choose to focus on. It's gotten to the point that I've dropped all the pundits, political pundits that I watched on YouTube. And now I get my news, I think, through one news source or a couple of news sources, and I've tried to pick the most unbiased source of news, neither right nor left leaning. It's very middle of the road, and I read the news as it is, and I make my own decisions concerning it. I don't need a bunch of left-wing or right-wing pundits telling me how to think and feel, telling me I need to be outraged, telling me what to be outraged about. Matter of fact, there's so much outrage going on in our society right now that the violence and the stupidity of human incompetence and ineptitude has reached such a proportion that a lot of people are doing like me. They're just kind of pulling away from the human race and its antics. In my particular case, this is where the name of Amitabha Buddha avails itself in my life, because it is not from me. It is not from my chaotic mind. It is not, the name of Amitabha Buddha is not a product of the chaotic, insane Saha realm that we live in. It is a gift of light from the Lord of Light, Amitabha Buddha. And that's what is needed right now in our tortured, confused, desperate, fearful, neurotic, insane world right now, is the light given through the saying of the name of Amitabha Buddha. Whether you say that name in Vietnamese, Japanese, Chinese, English, Korean, it doesn't matter. But the saying of the name is so important for our society right now. I also do this video in a very peaceful manner, offering up to those so-called intellectuals in the Shin Buddhist community who view the name of Amitabha Buddha, excuse me, who view the name of Amitabha Buddha and Amitabha Buddha himself as a manifestation of Buddhist scholars and philosophers, and it's not. It is beyond this world. It is beyond all worlds, all realms. The name of Amitabha Buddha is other power. Whether we choose to say it or not doesn't give the name of Amitabha Buddha any power. That name of Amitabha Buddha is the power itself. It is the manifested love which comes directly from Amida Buddha, shared with us in his love, in his compassion. The name of Amitabha Buddha transcends whatever we are experiencing, whoever we are, whatever we are. Whatever bad or good karma we have committed during countless lifetimes and countless millennia, kalpas. Amitabha Buddha and his name is the solution, not only in our realm, but in all realms. The name of Amitabha Buddha brings the assurance of rebirth in the Pure Land. To those who realize it is not us saying the name of Amitabha Buddha that saves ourselves, but Amitabha Buddha himself saving us through his name, through his love, through his primal vow. The name of Amitabha Buddha and saying that name reminds us that we have at all times, in all places, in all circumstances, a connection to a living, enlightened being by the name of Amitabha Buddha. All we have to do to make that connection is to say his name. And those of us who have received that name and that Buddha in faith know that we are connected at all times, regardless of whatever is going on in our lives, regardless of whether we are committing bad or good karma. Because the light of Amitabha Buddha shines and permeates all dimensions, all realms, at all times. Realizing this is a gift from Amitabha Buddha. It is not a gift we give ourselves, lest any one of us should boast. Because as we know, our boasting of our good merits is nothing more than a delusion of the ego. We have nothing to boast about. Our pitiful good merits are nothing more than our weakest attempts done with tainted virtue. Amitabha's merit and virtue is totally untainted. Because Amitabha Buddha is the greatest of all Buddhas. He is the light of all worlds, not just our world. And so right now, even though there is chaos everywhere, even though there is uncertainty, and that uncertainty and chaos is driving many members in our society insane with doubt, fear, confusion, worry. And one of those worries is a fear of death. Am I going to die? Not just from some virus or sickness, but from being murdered. And we have no control over that. But I'm not afraid of dying. And that's the truth. I'm not. I know without a doubt Amida and his Pure Land are real. And so I call out to all Jodo Shinshu teachers who are followers of so-called intellectual teachers like Al Bloom and others that present Amitabha Buddha and the Pure Land as mere metaphors. Repent. Repent. Because Amitabha Buddha is not a metaphor. His Pure Land is not a metaphor. These are not mythological Amitabha and his Pure Land, there's nothing mythological about this. Amitabha is a real, enlightened, living being. His Pure Land is a real place of enlightenment where he dwells physically. And to those of you who hear this, who are laughing and say that I'm superstitious and I'm deluded, hey, whatever. I'm sharing with you what keeps me sane. I'm sharing with you this gift that has freed me from fear of death. And as I've shared with you before in other videos, I was raised to fear everything, especially death. I lived my life for so many years in fear, in worry, in anticipation of the worst, in crushing negativity and doubt. No other God, no other philosophy was able to take this away from me. Amitabha Buddha has taken that away from me. Amitabha Buddha has given me the knowing, the assurance that I am to be reborn in my next life when I die in this life, in the Pure Land, his Pure Land of ultimate bliss and peace. So, just in the same way, saying that we say the name of Amitabha Buddha and saying that we believe in the Pure Land or we choose to visualize the Pure Land makes it real is a falsehood. Just so saying that I'm superstitious and I'm deluded and I'm naive and ignorant concerning the Pure Land, Amitabha Buddha and his Pure Land being real, that doesn't make it so. Because I am naive and deluded about a lot of things in life, most things in life. I'll give you that. I can say with absolute total certainty, when it comes to knowing that Amitabha Buddha and his Pure Land are real, I am not deluded in this. Namo Ayida Phat. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitofo. I pay homage to and give thanks to Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of infinite light and life. I entrust myself and my karmic destiny to him, and I say his name in faith and gratitude. And because of this, I know through his primal vow that I am to be reborn in his pure land of ultimate bliss and peace when my life ends in this Saha realm. Namo Amitabutsu.